Hey, legends. Frazer Brookes here with another episode of the Network Marketing Ninja podcast. I hope you are doing good. If you are watching on the YouTube channel, you will already see that I am joined with a special guest. If you are tuning in right now in the Inner Circle, because we're streaming this live into the Inner Circle group, let me know in the comments that you are there. And if you're listening on the podcast, then that is amazing too. But anyway, I am with my friend and Inner Circle member, Lisa. Lisa, how are you doing?
All right, thank you. Excited.
Hey, well, I'm glad you're here with us. First and foremost, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. So, Lisa, let's kind of go back to before network marketing. Like, what were you doing before network marketing, and how did you find out about network marketing, and what made you join?
Oh, right. So, well, I've always had like a full-time job in a corporate office type setting. I was doing I was doing quite well in my job, but it was very competitive and bitchy, and it was quite toxic environment that I was in at the time. And I went through a divorce. I've got two kids, they're 9 and 12 now, but I found myself in quite a depressed. I was the mood hoover, if I'm honest. I was the mood hoover. And I was starting to annoy myself. I felt like I was trapped in a bit of Groundhog Day. I was doing what needed to be done, but there was not much else, no light and no energy and stuff like that. And I was sick of myself. I was sick of needing some extra money, and I was sick of the monotony that came with my job and just doing the same thing over and over again. And I actually came across an ad in a buy, swap and sell site looking for the extra money from home. And I was like, oh, what's this? And that was my first exposure, to be fair, to network marketing at all. And I just took a leap of faith and thought, I'm just going to try it. I'm not, I'm smart enough to learn something new. I'm just going to give it a go, and I'm going to learn as I go. So,
and when was that? How long ago was that?
So that was 2016. So
nice.
6 years now.
So, and has it been 6 years with the same company, or have you done different companies?
100% would never go anywhere else.
Yeah, the conviction. I love it. You know, I heard not so long ago that your business will only grow to the level of the trust that people have for you. Right. And that starts with the trust that you have in yourself and based on what it is that you're doing. Right. So you trust the decision that you've made with the company that you're with. And then, you know, if that level of trust is high, then the people around you's levels of trust is going to be high as well. That's amazing. So where are you at with the business right now? Are you mainly focused on recruiting? Are you mainly focusing on getting customers? What's how much time do you put into the business? Where are you at with it right now?
So I still have a full-time job. I've moved jobs, so I'm in a much nicer environment now. I still work full-time, and I basically build my business in small chunks of time. So I try and do a couple of hours every day, but it looks different every day. So, because I'm fitting it into lunch hour, I'm getting up an hour early before the kids, I'm doing some when they're in bed, it just fits in where I can. I would say the first couple of years, I was just more focusing on personal growth and sales. I wasn't understanding the potential of the business. It was just that learning stage, really. I was looking at my figures, though, just in preparation for coming on here. And my last 2 years, I was probably averaging about $350 a month in sales. So even though I was doing everything I needed to do and learning, I was kind of hitting a bit of a plateau kind of thing and stuck. My highest month was probably 650 in sales. But since joining the Inner Circle, all the skills that I've learned in there, it's increased to, since January, 2,800 to 3,000 a month. That's just the sales.
So that's your personal sales.
Yeah.
Nice. And what do you feel has been the main thing for that? Has it been a level up in skill, confidence, mindset? Has there been something that you're doing now that you weren't doing? What do you feel like it is?
Do you know what? I think it was either Success Summit last year, and it was one of the speakers, I can't even remember who it was, did a session on challenges and groups that were sort of time time limited, so that you go into a group and it creates that urgency. So my customer journey puts all my brand new customers into a 15-day challenge where they get loads of free content, free lives, tutorials, and all this kind of stuff. So they're getting loads of value with the purchase, you know, like instead of just buying something and that's it. So I think that's a big level up in skill, because I wouldn't have ever thought of that process. You know, like that landing page, I've created a free tool that they can download, free guide, and then they go into this group that's full of value, where my old customer group was just me putting posts in it and tumbleweed.
Right.
You know,
And so it's a combination, isn't it? Because it's the mindset of like, I can give this a go. Like you've got like when you started, you would have gone, hey, okay, that'll let my upline do that. The second one is the skill of actually knowing how you can actually pull it off, because you kind of know what you're doing. The third one is then leadership skill as well, because otherwise your initial thought could have been, oh, I'll let my upline or the main leaders in the company kind of do that. And then like maybe I can like take part in it on the side, or I can kind of see if it works for them. But you were just like, I'm going to do it. Like, yeah, like sod it. Like, why not? I've got a question for you before I kind of we flip roles. So just I love your story, and I love that transformation from like the $350 to like $3,000 a month. It's like nearly 10x as well, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? Because I think a lot of people can relate to your story. So because you have the full-time job and you're doing this like a couple of hours a day, does this give you energy? Like, do you come home from work, or do you in your lunch break kind of thing like, oh, I've got to do my hour? Or are you like, it's my hour? Like,
my hour. Like I get up most mornings. I mean, sometimes, you know, like I do have a lie-in, obviously, but when I get up for an hour before the kids and stuff, because it's quiet, it's like, right, I can actually concentrate on my business while everybody else is still asleep. And then my time to stop is when I hear noise upstairs. It's like, oh, right, okay, I better go.
All right, so it gives you energy then. It's amazing. Definitely. It's amazing. I love it. By the way, you know this, but a lot of people who are watching, you probably noticed that I write a load of notes. I do this. Doesn't matter what kind of training it is, whether I'm doing the training, whether it's, I'm always making notes. It's like I transcribe things. But now I get to know Lisa a little bit more too. So Lisa, how can I help you? Like, what are some of the things that you feel that I can help you with that can help you, you know, grow your personal sales or your team or you to the next rank or to the next stage? What do you think I can help with?
Right, so my first question is, I feel like now I've got a good system for the sales. I'm getting consistently new customers coming in, and I'm then upgrading them to subscriptions, which means I'm not having to do the work again. It's consistently growing. I want to switch the focus to leading with the opportunity now, so that I'm building my team. But I don't know how to balance the two without dropping my sales, because I promote obviously my product a lot, and I feel like if I have switched in the last couple of weeks, I want my lives and my content to be mainly about the business, but I'm worried that my sales will drop if I do that. So I wondered if you...
No, hey, great question. Again, I think a lot of people can relate. Like, it's the kind of like, I'm really good at selling, or I can sell the product, but my recruiting is a bit meh. So what I want you to do, instead of kind of going and like changing the horse that you're riding on, or changing the vehicle, changing the car, changing the direction, one day a week, just go all in on recruiting. Like just all conversations, all reach outs, all messaging, all content that you're creating, your reels, your stories, everything, just all in with the business. So maybe it's a Money Monday, for example, or, you know, it's Thursday that you choose, whichever it might be. And so then, you know, you're still doing 6 days a week or 4 days a week, however, if you have your weekends off, whatever, right? You're still doing 6 days a week on product. But then there's the 1 day a week of full focus, because otherwise, because it can take some time to kind of get some momentum with it. Otherwise, as you say, you kind of potentially sacrifice a lot of the sales, whereas 1 day off won't sacrifice that many sales, especially if it's 2 hours a day. And then you can move on to 2 days recruiting, 3 days recruiting, until you hit that tipping point where you're getting so much result from your recruits that it kind of substitutes the energy and the feeling that you were getting from getting a lot of customers. And therefore you can kind of go all in on the recruiting to then, you know, get more people, getting more customers in their team to boost your overall sales volume. So that's what I would recommend.
Amazing. Thank you very much. The other question, I think I partially know the answer to this. The energy in my existing team. So there's a team group that I get my new people into because the energy in there is really good. It's full of recognition and all that kind of stuff and training. But I made the mistake in the beginning of setting up a team chat. And what I've realized, obviously through the inner circle, and it basically, if someone leaves, everyone sees them leave. But also, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm like, oh, this is good. You know, this motivational video, or like, oh, you've got to get on this train. And like, I'm putting stuff in, and it's like just me, like having a little happy day on my own. What I was thinking is, do I keep that chat because I have got a few long-term people in there, but just don't put any new people into it?
So I like group chats, but if there's a timer on it, if there's a deadline on it. So have the overall group where there's recognition and there's love and people are like having fun, but like every month, just delete the group and then put a message out to everyone, or put a message out to everyone in the group. Hey guys, setting up the new group. Let me know if you want to be added to it. And then and then like 2 days left, 1 day left. All right, we've got 3 hours left, 1 hour left. Bang, delete it all. Delete the entire group chat. Sorry, the group messenger chat, right? Right, not the group messenger chat. Yeah, exactly. Right. So delete that, and then everyone who's committed to joining the new one is in there. And that way people buy into the new one. It means if anyone leaves it, no one's really going to talk about it because there's 7 days left, or there's 3 days left, there's a day left. It doesn't really matter. People are going to leave these groups anyway. But also, who's committed that month, who's going to show up. Because if they say, yeah, I'm coming to the party, like they're probably going to come to the party. Whereas if they were invited 3 years ago, they might have completely forgot about it. So it's new groups. I personally would do a new group every month. If you want to do like a new group chat, right? New every month, or maybe every 90 days. But definitely, if there's like a new product, you would do, hey guys, who wants to join the product X group chat where we're going to talk about all things this product. An event happens, so there's a big event in Amsterdam or like in New York or in London or whatever it might be. Like it's happening. Hey guys, if you committed to coming to the event, like let me know. I'll add you into the dedicated team chat. And obviously, when the event ends, like a week after it ends, it shuts down, and then there's another group chat. But it always has to have a deadline and a timer on it. Otherwise, you don't just run the risk of people gossiping because people have left. Oh, did you see Sarah? She left. If Sarah leaves to another company, although she knows it's unethical to go into a previous company and poach people and contact people, people know it's the wrong thing to do, but people flipping do it because it's an ego and a desperation. So they then go into the group chat that they were in, add. A day later, a week later, a month later, hey, Mary, how are you doing? Yeah, really good, thanks. Yeah, just to let you know, you probably saw that I left the team chat. I actually ended up going to another company. Would you have a look? Would you want to have a look at why I joined and why I'm making more money over there than I am over here? So it's just, you just run too much of a risk. So yeah, that's what I would do with that.
So I could actually use my broadcast list on WhatsApp to send out the things like, do you want to be in this chat? Couldn't I? Because I've got a broadcast list with them all in. So
amazing.
Yeah, so anything I need out, I can send it that way. And then when you get a reply, then set up that. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. No, you're welcome. It's important. It's important. And it goes for everyone who are listening and watching and, taking part in this is, just think about the team chats, the group chats you've got. Have you got a deadline on it? If not, start.
I'm going to do that for sure. And then my last question is, I've been asked, this makes me a little bit nervous. I've been asked to do a training it's like a global team training group because of my personal sales. So, woo, but also a little like here as well. But I was thinking back to you always talking about having a framework so that people remember it and feel like they can implement it. So I was wondering if you had any advice on that, because it's my system for my product sales that they're wanting. So it's kind of How do I structure that to make it memorable and so that people can use it?
Yeah. So, is there a time limit on it? Like how long it's going to be, or is it
Um, about
not
30
really?
minutes. 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Perfect. Perfect. And to be honest with you, this framework will work if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. If it's anything more than an hour, then it would need to change, but it's highly unlikely that it would, because it's just kind of a crazy amount of time. So start with your story, like basically pretty much what you shared on the beginning of this, of like, I was doing this. First couple of years, I felt like I was just growing. I've got my full-time job, 2 hours a day. It gives me energy. It's my time, blah, blah, blah. Like try and do it for like 5 minutes or so. Then obviously mention like what happened that made you go from 350 to 3,000 on average a month. Like what was the change? Like what did you do? Whether it's say join the inner circle, or you listen to a podcast, or you watched an online event, whatever it might be. And I would actually do that at the beginning, by the way. Hey guys, in this training, I want to share with you how in 2019 and 2020, for example, or 2022 to 21, I was averaging $350 personal sales. But since January, I've been averaging $3,000. So start with that to hook people in. So it's like, oh, okay, what's this? So my name's Lisa, 5 minutes. So now you're probably like 6 minutes in. And then you're just going to give 3 points, three points. And each point, there has to be a story or an analogy. Okay. So like, for example, all right, so point 1, get a customer, right? Now, there are many ways of getting the customers, and then maybe share a story about you when you got your first customer and how it made you feel. Maybe the mistake that you made, or the epiphany that you had, or the breakthrough that you had. So like, yeah, so I got my first customer, and I got a commission from that a few days later, and I could not believe the $7 that I'd made. Wow, it made me realize that it was all possible. Or I got my customer and then I went, now what? Right? So just something that's either relatable, something that happened to you, something that was a bingo moment, because every point that you mention has to have a story. Because people remember the story and then they'll remember the point because of it, not, oh, I remember that point that Lisa gave 7 months ago. No, I remember that story that Lisa gave. Oh, and the point, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. Then move on to the second point, which again, like you could say, so I was always like getting customers, but then people would drop off. So I thought I would give more additional value. So point number 2 is give more value. And here's why. I was attending an event online, and someone who was on the event was speaking about how they use challenges to blah, 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 blah. So I do 15-day challenges. When someone joins, they do the 15-day challenge. They get a load of value. They get a load of confidence. They get a load of, energy into the community. So again, share a story. And then point number 3, whatever point number 3 is going to be, right? That's completely up to you. But whenever you do a framework, whenever you do point 1, 2, 3, you just have to have a story or an analogy or something that people can relate to, or can hit them emotional and makes them go, oh, I've not been doing that. Or, oh, that's why I did it wrong. That's why I've been going wrong. And then closing off with an assignment. If, an assignment like, so here's my assignment for you. Next time you get a customer, message them every day for 15 days with something of value from the product, or whatever it might be. You can do whatever assignment it is. That way people get to know you. They've realized what you used to do and what you now do to get what you now got. They have the steps, and then they actually go ahead and do something. And then the chances of them 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years coming to you and say, Lisa, remember that training you did? It completely changed my business, because now that's what I do. And they're like, thank you. Because someone took action on it. So yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That's going to help lots. Yeah, I can't wait to go and end chat.
Yeah, right, guys, we're deleting this today. If you want to, yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. But like the first or second of the month is a really kind of great way to do it. So first of the month, you guys work month to month, right? So like the first of the month to the end of the month.
New announcements are always on the first of the month as well. So that's perfect timing, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing. So like, hey guys, like, just want to celebrate Mary, Sarah, and Craig for an incredible month last month. Just to let you know, this group chat will be closing tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. If you want to be added into the new one, let me know and I'll add you in. Great, boom, boom, boom. And then so on the 2nd or the 3rd of the month, the new one kind of can get started, and away you go. Happy days, all good.
hopefully more energy. Yeah, with
There
the
we
right
go. Well,
Thank
Lisa, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending the valuable time with us. For those of you who are watching and listening, I hope you got value. If you're able to comment, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you liked about this. Lisa, how can people find you? What's the best platform for people to find you on social media if they want to go and stalk you?
Facebook, Lisa Gaskell on Facebook, yeah.
There you go, guys. So Lisa Gaskell, her name will be somewhere around this video, whether it's in the show notes or the description, or if you're watching live right now. So go and find Lisa and go show her some love, because she asked the question that brought out the value that maybe have helped you. So go and thank her for that. All right, Lisa, thanks so much. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time.
Bye.